Eternity is a concept that is just as difficult to comprehend as infinity itself. Eternity is like an infinite amount of time, but in eternity, time is not of the essence. It is not important in any sense of the word. It's not relevant to being. It's not detrimental to the existence in eternity because time implies a start and a finish. Time is a construct, an idea, or a theory. We use it as a reference to an event that has, is, will, or if, can, should have, could have, would have, will, did, or is, took, taken, is taken, or will take place. Time is a messy and complicated thing, like many constructs mankind has created to measure something. In this case, time is a measurable instrument through the use of numbers. Infinity is not measurable through the use of numbers, though. No number is big enough that could possibly exist that accurately describes what infinity is, because if there was, that would imply a limit, and infinity has no limit. In eternity, time does not exist. No clock or calendar can measure that. Time does not exist in eternity. It never has and never will. Compared to eternity, our life is almost nothing. Our short time on earth is but 120 years in extreme cases. Compared to eternity, where time does not exist, our life hardly happened. Science explains that matter cannot be destroyed in this universe. It can only evolve or change into something else. Our consciousness or spirit or soul is never destroyed. It only changes or evolves into something else. And what our consciousness will experience will be much different than what we've experienced in this life. It is a fact that humans produce an energy that is never destroyed. I have another video explaining how we produce energy called harmonious vibes. If someone does harm to us, it gives us bad thoughts, of course, and those thoughts become a permanent part of space-time existence. Our energy in this life echoes for eternity. Our consciousness is the energy, and when it leaves the body, when we die, our consciousness is referred to as a spirit by most religious practices, and when our spirit leaves the body, we will become one with the universe, so to speak, ingrained into the fabric of everything. We will transcend beyond the dimension of space-time, and we will immediately become aware of all thoughts and all truths, as the echoes of everything are now a part of us. We will continue to be enlightened to everything we have done and others, and what others have done, and the butterfly effects of our actions and others' reactions. But with this logic, we can speak truth into existence. Based on what we conclude about our life on earth, we will rightfully submit ourselves to a good place or a bad place to spend our eternity based on all that is good and true. So, did we live with love or hate in our hearts? Will we wear the shoe that is designed to fit on the foot? Will we sleep in the bed that we made for ourselves? So, life on earth now is somewhat of a test. Are we going to be the best we can be, to be kind and gentle, or will we not try at all? This is why people hold religious practices so dearly. It is believed that if you do not practice these beliefs properly, then you won't have a good afterlife. It never has and probably never will be proven as indisputable scientific proof what happens when we die, so we can really only speculate and take guesses. And it takes faith to believe another person's idea of what happens when we die. So, the majority of the population if the majority of the population of the world holds a belief tightly, those thoughts will echo into the fabric of space-time and will be forever considered truth in existence. So, Christianity is the predominant religious practice across the globe. It has more followers than any other religion, and it is probably the easiest religion to take part in. Basically, you only have to be a good person, and to show love to people and accept Jesus forgives you for doing sinful things so you can be rewarded when you die. And That sounds like pretty simple to me. I'd rather look foolish in life by believing something some people find to be a silly superstition because our life is shorter than forever. So I find it wise. There are other aspects to practicing this religion, but I would recommend talking to a local preacher or a church group to know exactly what it is specifically we have to do. It is believed by the Christians that when we die, we can either go to a good place or a bad place. We speak the truth into existence, and because the majority of the faithful speak of this knowledge, this becomes the truth in our afterlife. This is a very interesting reality we're living in. It piques my interest to the max. Seeing this logic, it only makes sense to me to study the Christian Bible to become more aware of what's going on around us, to take part in some Christian rituals and see what they have to offer to their followers. And, in my opinion, so far it seems as though they're trying to do kind things for others, but unfortunately not all of us understand, including them, exactly what it is that they do wrong. And I'm no biblical scholar. I have no right to form an opinion regarding facts to any religious practices. However, I can bring my opinion to the table based off my experiences on spending time around many different groups of Christian people. So there seems to be some sort of ideological and ethical battle taking place between followers and non-followers. There's a widely elusive nature about the division between these two groups. A severe misunderstanding that leads to self-defeating behavior on both sides of this imaginary fence. One thing we have in common as humans is our self-defeating habit of what's called categorical thinking. By definition, categorical thinking encourages you to exaggerate differences across category boundaries. This can lead you to stereotype people from other groups, set arbitrary thresholds for decisions, and inevitably draw you to an inaccurate conclusion. For example, a rainbow has 7 different colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. But if you were to select a color and study the different shades of each color, you'll find that each color has different categories as well. For example, the color red has many, many different shades: scarlet, crimson, cerise, magenta, maroon, carmine, burgundy, cherry, and so on. Now, if you were to select a shade of red and study its shadings, you'll find many, many other variations. Each color of the rainbow has almost infinite shades of each color that slowly work its way into the next shade of the next color. But we assume there are 7 colors of the rainbow, when in fact the colors are completely unlimited. This is a phenomenon that we as a species have a difficult time overcoming. This phenomenon can be used to explain why conservatives, Republicans, and Christians are generally categorized together. They share a variety of views and beliefs that seem to be pretty common, and so they're generally put in the same category. And because of this, the Christians are known for many things, one of which includes hate. Which is strange because we're supposed to be the opposite of that. They're known for hatred of homosexual people, hatred for abortion, the transgender community, and so on.